Hello everyone, my name is Lanso90, and welcome
Mission ends
to
in
Let's
10
Play
seconds.
Team Fortress 2 Prop Hunt mode.
5, 4,
So, the reason I'm
3,
playing this
2,
mode
1.
is I actually want to just talk
Mission
about stuff.
begins
This will
in
be
30
another opinion
seconds.
segment, I think. But, yeah. I'm playing Prop Hunt because all I have to do is I have to find a place
Mission
to hide,
begins in 20 seconds.
and then after that, I can just talk.
Mission begins in 10
I
seconds.
think that will work because there's a crate over there.
5,
I could be wrong,
4,
though.
3, 2,
I don't know
1.
how good the people are on the
Games
server.
begin.
But basically in Prop Hunt, one team turns into these props, which are like boxes and barrels and stuff, and they hide. And then the other team, usually they're all pyros, but I guess there's other stuff that you can be on the server.
I was there for the yiffing, and that's all.
First
Look,
blood.
if I don't have my costume on, I pretty much can't get yiffed.
Okay, I guess people on the server, if they're donators, they can play sound files, because that's what just happened. But yeah, they're trying to hunt us. It's basically hide and go seek. Okay, but first thing I wanted to talk about is I realized that during one of the updates that YouTube had, I'm not quite sure when it happened, I think it was the Google Plus update. I'm not actually named Lanso90 anymore, I'm Lance Elliott, so I've been saying I'm Lanso90 in all these videos, and my username is Lance Elliott, so I'm not sure if I'm going to keep saying Lanso90 or if I'm going to start saying my real name, which is Lance, of course. Just wanted to say that because I'm probably sure a lot of you are thinking I'm crazy because of saying Lanso90. That's not what my username is anymore. Looks like this hiding spot is working pretty well. They're not noticing me. Ooh. Except the other guy just ran past me. It always scares me when an ally runs past me because there's a chance he'll get caught in the crossfire and then they'll find you. So this spot is actually working pretty well, I'm surprised. Okay, so that was that. The other thing I wanted to talk about is, well, another small thing to get out of the way, is I'm trying a different recording device, or a different recording program for this episode. I'm not sure if there'll be any kind of delay or something. If it works, this is the same one I used for Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead. If it works, it should be easier to make videos, because I was using craps for the ones before Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. And the problem with it is it makes huge files. It makes a lot of them. So it takes a lot of work to actually build a video. So this one makes it already processes the video as I'm recording. And it happens to be directly into a file type that YouTube will accept. So that's why it's been so easy for me to put up so many Cataclysm videos, is because they're already ready to go. Oh wow, I made it to the last one left, so I'm pretty proud about that. But yeah, if it looks good and there's not really a delay, this will be what I'm using from now on. And I'm probably going to stop recording here for a second and wait for the next map to load. Okay, we're back on the new map. Unfortunately, this is a pretty big map, so I'm probably not going to have very much luck finding people on it. But I went ahead and switched to the other team so we could get the other perspective of what's going on. So now we're the hunters and we have to hunt for the props. The pyros have a bunch of buffs in this game mode, so they're usually the best to play.
3, 2, 1. Let the games begin.
And here's a prop. This is a control point prop. They're invisible from the underside, which makes them hard to catch.
First blood.
Another thing to remember about this game mode is the hitboxes of props, even though they're big props, they only have the hitbox of the scout. I can't find this guy because he's jumping above me. kit. As you fire your weapons and stuff, you lose health. So that's where I was getting damage from and stuff. The props can't attack you unless they're the last one left. Let's go try to find this control point again. Oh, yeah. He got him. Oh, someone found him. Okay. So now going to the actual opinion segment I was going to talk about. And I was recently thinking, because I was watching someone play a pretty subpar, like a indie game, and I was looking at it, and it's like $10 on Steam for early access, and looks like a Facebook game pretty much. And of course, it's early access, so granted it might change, but it was making me think of a possibility. What if hold on, let me get my thoughts here. I'm trying to find a place to hide and talk at the same time.
10 seconds.
Get up here.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, this isn't gonna work.
Let the games begin.
I'm dying here!
Oh, well. Good enough. So I was thinking about it, and it's like, what if early access games are going to damage the gaming industry? And by that, I'm thinking, what if a game... What if a game gets enough followers and enough people liking it and greenlighting it on Steam that they make a bunch of money while they're in early access, and they decide, well, people are loving our game in the condition it's in, let's just wrap up a few other things and just leave it as it is, and not ship the finished product that they initially were planning to release. And I haven't seen this happen exactly yet. It was just a theory. I think this guy sees me. Wow, he didn't see me. It's just something I started thinking about last night. And it seems like it's a possibility. I mean, unless it's a Kickstarter, I don't think there's any guarantee that you'll get your money back for like a Steam game that you buy in early access. So it's just something I started thinking about. It's like, I do love a lot of games that come out on early access and stuff. Like Cataclysm PDA is not finished yet, and obviously I've been playing that a lot. And I played Door Fortress before. I'm about to start another Door Fortress game. That game is also not finished yet. But I'm just worried that at some point there'll be a game developer that just decides not to finish their game because enough people like it the way it is. So you can leave a comment if you've actually seen this happen before you. An example of what type of games might have done it, or what games look like they might do this soon. To be honest, I think Minecraft might be an example of it. I seem to remember there was a lot of stuff promised by what the game would have in it at the end, and not very much of it actually came to fruition.
Ends in 30 seconds.
And it's possible that because it was released in beta pretty early on in its life and everyone loved it, that maybe it wasn't finished because they figured it was good enough.
Mission ends in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
I can't believe no one saw me. It was pretty obvious where I was. Let's see if we can move this map people. This guy's moving around.
Need a dispenser here.
Mission ends in 10 seconds.
So that was the only thing I really wanted to bring up. I can't think of more to talk about on that topic.
Mission begins in 30
Like I
seconds.
said, I don't have an example of a game that's done that yet.
Mission begins in 20 seconds.
Oh, I remember one thing I wanted to talk about that's kind of related to this is
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
games that promise a lot and then never deliver on it.
5, 4, 3, 2,
One of them I remember distinctly is Star Trek Legacy. It's supposed to be this incredible game where you could play different captains with different ships, and they'd have different stats. Different captains would have different advantages, so you could live out having your Captain Kirk versus Captain Picard battle. And then we got it, and there's nothing in the game that lets you change your captain. There is no way to pick the enemy AI's ships, so you can even put the enemy AI in crap, I'm forgetting my Star Trek word here. The original Enterprise does have it battle Enterprise D. Because basically the enemy would just buy the ship that they could most afford based on the tech level you set on. You could change the tech level, but it changes it for everyone, so if you change it to next generation, then everyone would have next generation ships, and then of course they'll just buy the most expensive one of the next generation ships they could, and not necessarily buy the original series ship. So that was a big disappointment for me. I can't remember if there's other stuff that was promised, but like I said, I think there's supposed to be different captains and different skills and stuff for each of them. Was there any other games that were like that recently? Oh yes, The Last of Us. By the trailers and stuff that I saw, it looked a lot to me like it was going to be a sandbox survival game where you have to scavenge for food and survive and stuff. Kind of like Cataclysm DTA, but with better graphics, you know? And it's not, it's just this linear
Mission ends
story.
in 10 seconds. 5, 4,
Which was not what I expected at all, and I just didn't enjoy that game.
Mission begins in 30 seconds. Move.
Okay, where should we hide? I think it's safer to hide on their side of the map, because I don't think they check it as well. Could be wrong.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
Let's...
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Side here.
Begin.
I don't know if they know to check back here, but let's see where I'll hide. So I guess that leaves me into one more topic I might as well cover, since this map isn't going to be over for a while or anything. This is, I'm not liking this trend of the AAA games starting to go towards this linear, story-driven kind of design. Oh, crap. Oh well, we got caught. Yeah, we have to watch all these people die, which might take a while. This guy's moving around, he might be more interesting to watch. But yeah, I don't like these linear, story-driven games. It really feels like a step back. It really feels like, okay, yes, they're putting more time into the writing of the game, and possibly the graphics, but they're not working on gameplay at all. They're not working on the base mechanics of the game that I think really are the best things about games. or losing the free form and stuff that we used to have. AAA games, at least. Now the indie games are taking over for the stuff that seems the most advanced. Where is this guy hiding? Oh, he's another control point. Yeah, no one might find him. Or that person. Was another good example. Okay. Didn't like The Last of Us. I didn't like Halo 4 because they kind of tried to do the same thing. They moved on to the 343 Studios, and then they focused more on making a story out of it. And I just didn't really enjoy that either.
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
I mean, it is a nice thing that they're trying to do more with stepping up their writing, but I mean, I'm a pretty good writer myself, and I think as for developing games, you should probably focus more on gameplay, making the gameplay fun, and rather focus on the story. Like I think The Last of Us would have made a great movie. I don't think it deserved the game necessarily, though.
Mission ends in 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, I didn't like Bioshock Infinite either, because for the same reasons. It's kind of the first two Bioshocks was more interesting, not really knowing who you were and stuff. Whereas in Infinite, you knew exactly who you were. You learned your backstory, learned all these characters and stuff. Where the first Bioshocks were more mysterious, and that kind of made it more interesting. I remember people were searching the maps thoroughly to try to find a hint on what the next Bioshock game might contain.
2, 1. Let the games begin.
Like, for example, like in the first Bioshock, you didn't even know your name. Kill one. Kill two. But you didn't even know who you were unless you're extremely observant or you looked it up. People who noticed that in the beginning, you glance in your box for a second that your guy's holding, and you can find something that says John on it, or is it Jack? I think that's just a lot more interesting than just knowing who you are and what's going on just right off the bat. Sandwich. There's another. This is on a rocket. That'll probably be it for this episode after this round is over. Cover more subjects than I thought I would. I thought I was going to cover the first one, but kind of ran out of stuff to talk about on the first topic, so I just decided to go on to the other ones. Well, a lot of you probably going to disagree with me because I know a lot of people loved Bioshock Infinite and Halo 4 and stuff, but they are just not as good as their predecessors in my opinion. I play games, I prefer to be able to make my own story. So I prefer sandbox things and RPGs where you can name your character and pick what class your character is and such. Oh, I killed him. Which is why I like Cataclysm DDA and so much, because it's got him too. I killed like 4 people this round. But yeah, that's why I like Cataclysm DDA so much, is because you name your character, you pick everything about him, your class, or not your class, but you pick your profession, your skills.
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
Like all those traits and stuff, which is pretty cool. And then the whole map's randomly generated, which is really awesome. It's like living out my own stories than having to follow through someone else's.
4, 3, 2, 1. You failed.
Just in here. It's just going here. Anyway, that probably does it for this episode. Hope you all enjoyed. Tell me in the comments if you have a preference for what name I go by. Like I said, I was going by Lanto90, and then I think the Google Plus update changed it to be whatever your real name is. And leave a comment if you found a game that did what I talked about with the kind of exploiting early access to just say that they're done with the game. And hope you all enjoyed this video and have a good day.